Hey everyone, let's see if I can get these last issues in. It's this would be video number 4 if it goes through, but I haven't unloaded my camera, so it may run out of video any second now. Just if it does, I can always reshoot it. I'm gonna feel probably a little bit hurried, unfortunately. I've never read an Ex Mutants. It's got that definite anime looking, like the artist did it. I've seen very similar art by, I can't think of the name of the comic, but it's like Venus Wars, I think is one of them. But I have heard people like Ex Mutants, but I don't know why. Sometimes people like comics, I'm like, oh, because it's got half naked women in it. Nah, it's not a story for me. I want a story that gives me some kind of reason to think and to enjoy it and to laugh once in a while. I really like the ones that are funny. All right, the Comet is once again another great, Impact was fantastic. I love how Impact brought the comic books from the past back into vogue, I guess you can say, back in 1989-ish. 92. I thought it was 89 when they first came out. I got Comet, and some of the guys that didn't get their own comics, they appear there, like Hangman. Yeah, I think they thought, we'll get a few titles that we know that will sell. I think the Web was not one that sold. It didn't have very many issues that I've ever seen. And this is another one I thought I had that it looks like one I've already had, but whatever. So the New Titans interest me, and I think that this is where the New Teen Titans grew up and became the New Titans. This is a blast from the past. I forgot Nomad even existed until Thursday. By the way, this is all from August. And then Team 7. This looks like it's Vietnam with superheroes. Kind of like, remember the First Class or the X-Men movies where they go back and they're like Scott's older brother is serving in the war? I feel like this is kind of like that, and it's very intriguing to me. So I definitely want to read more of them. Oh, there's another Nomad comic. So I got at least 3 Nomad comics that day. And Deathlock. Now, Metarog likes Deathlock. I was like, all right, I need to try some Deathlock comics. I got this one and a few others. Which, if you haven't seen them already, they're going to be in another video because I went to 2 other places. There's like 3 places I like to stop when I go down there. I about not stopped at the last one. I was like, you know what? I didn't see a single 30 or 20.99. I keep wanting to say 30.99 Punisher 20.99 comic at either of the places. So, and I even looked, and they had a Punisher tab at Player's Choice, but not a single Punisher 20.99 tab. No issues inside. I was like, ah. In their regular section, not their dollar section. These are all dollar comic books. I forgot to say that at the beginning because I feel like I'm probably not going to get all this in before the time runs out on this camera. We got Team Titans. Now, that's why you need to not keep a little paper checklist because, oh, I have number 1. Yeah, but there's like a dozen number 1s because they're all focused on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was thinking 6 characters, but I only see 5 on the cover. So each one of them has their own, like this is focused on Red Wing. The other one's focused on him, and the other one's focused on her, and the other, you know what I'm saying? So each one of them's got to focus on that, and it's got a few extra pages that kind of just go with that issue, but the rest of the book is the same. Kind of weird concept. I wish they would have made ash cans instead, or I don't know. It's just another selling gimmick, and that's one I don't like. But I did like Teen Titans. I thought it was a very cool concept. I thought seeing Terra come back from the dead, basically, that had a lot to say. I did find a lot of Outcasts when I was there. Do not empty. There's a head in that bucket. Ugh. Right, I've not read any of these yet. I'm wanting to get them all first. There's like, 12 issues. I'm pretty sure I got most of them. Here's number 2. Oh, and then the Who's Who. I got rid of my Who's Who when the internet was invented. Whenever I first heard about something called Wikipedia, I was sitting there after church talking to some people that I was eating with back when I had friends, and they were talking about this thing called Wikipedia. I was like, what is that? It's pretty much like an online encyclopedia. And when I checked it out, I was like, oh, I can just know about any superhero by looking them up and reading their stats on there, and it's up to date. I don't have to have these old out of date ones. So I donated all of mine. All of them in the Marvel Universe ones. What a moron I was to do that. I hate that I did that. Because I'm like, these are timeless. They're fantastic. I'm even thought about doing like shorts of me just reading one of their biographies or bits and pieces of the biography, like going, you know, like here's what I would do probably for a short. Let me just grab one to show you. I love how it's also two-sided. And I would love, love, love to get the covers and just make it wall-to-wall wallpaper. Yeah, well, maybe one day. All right, so like if I just grab, like, say, the crime, or let's do a person. I don't know, he looks boring. Oh, here we go. The Creature Commandos. It's not a person, but I would be like, the Creature Commandos, the history. And I may pre-read this and kind of like pull out some pieces from it. In the early crisis-filled days of World War II, all branches of the army forces were blah, 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 blah. See, I can't, the typing is really small on these. I didn't realize that. So I had to pre-read it and kind of give you the synopsis of what's going on with these. And they're peaceful. Look at this. I don't even remember the council. I don't think I've ever read a single book with it. Daring New Adventures of Supergirl. That's why I was never a big Supergirl fan. I did read adventure comics with her in it just because of her suits. I just didn't care for her. Because she's a girl and girls have cuties. Color Kid is pretty cool. I just realized he only has 5 colors. What's wrong with her? Oh, his suit's purple. So, okay. Then where's indigo? Oh, his hair's indigo. I guess all 7 colors are represented indigo and purple, maybe. Or violet, I guess, technically. I like the art of that. I don't know what the heck that is, though. That's crazy. Clayface. Claw the Conqueror. See, there's just fascinating people in here. Wait a minute, so isn't Clayface... Wait, hold on, is this... The way I imagine Clayface is from the comic, or the 1992 Batman cartoon. Did he really look this different back then? Did the cartoon really give him that much life? None 3 of these. This is like the closest one, but none of these look like the Clayface I think of when I think of Clayface. This is crazy. See, now I kind of do... Yeah, it'd be cool if they made an update every year. They did do an update for 87, I remember. And a few other ones. I'm just curious, like for that Clayface, for instance. None of those look like the Clayface that I remember. But then again, that was a very 1992 Batman cartoon Clayface looking thing. And here we have the Who's Who. And you know what was really weird was I was looking at somebody like XX. I'm like, my brain was like, I can't read Roman numerals anymore for some reason. It's really strange. She looks cool. I do want to find out more about her. Sorry, this is not going to be Who's Who for the rest of the thing. There are issues under the Who's Who because I didn't get that many Who's Who's. My gosh, saying Who's Who's over and over again is really crazy. All right, I'm just curious who she is because she looks really cool. She might be... I just like her white and black armor. That's kind of cool. Kind of looks like Pat Labor. And I'm probably mispronouncing Packrat. Love the Atari Force. And see, this is a great way. I really wish that comic books, from the get-go, always came with a baseball card of the new characters they introduce. And then that would be a great way to study and remember them. Because like with the Mega Man, there's no way I can remember all these people. But if you give me little cards, I can keep up with them and I can even play with them. Onyx. Now, she looks cool. I feel like I've read a comic book when they're in it. Detective 546. Base Operation Sanctuary. So she's a martial artist. No superpowers. But she looks awesome. I love those boots. Look at that. That's my new girlfriend right there. She is so pretty. I love her so much. I feel like I definitely have read one. I've got to get the issues with her in it now. All right, I'm going to bookmark that to the side real quick. Just because I want to know more about her. She just looks so cool. Not Atari Force. See, that's what I like about these. They introduce you to characters that you didn't know before, but now you want to know. I've actually got a few more Mr. Miracle comics in them. Mr. Tawny. Love Mr. Tawny. Jade. I always had a crush on Jade. Isn't that green skin? I don't know what it is. Oh, I guess they were all Who's Who. Sorry for those who were waiting for something different. I could have sworn I had another Mr. Miracle comic book, but maybe... Oh, you know what? This is only the first of 3 different places I've been to. So is anybody else on here that's interesting that we want to look at real quick? No, but see, like if I did a short, and I may do a short soon on this one particular person, I'm going to read this biography and be like, Onyx's past is shrouded in history. We do know that she came to the sanctuary, a monastery outside of Star City, pursued by a person or persons unknown who wanted to take her life. She was admitted to the normally all-male enclave, I need to find out how to say that word, enclave, by the master, the sanctuary's head abbot. He trained her in the martial arts and gave her a new identity, both for the purpose of protecting her. She did not leave the sanctuary until the death of the master, whose final request that she seek out and return another of his former students to the fold, Oliver Queen. Ooh, okay, Green Arrow. Green Arrow. See, Green Arrow number 2. Together, they protected the sanctuary against one of the more ambitious brethren's man named Lars. See, I got to be able to read this in under 3 minutes now. It used to be under a minute. I could never do that. Who was seeking to take over the sanctuary with his own might and power of the master's secret book of ages. She has since returned to the sanctuary to continue her training and repair the damage of the see, that's what I did to pre-read these. Monastic. Wow, so I can actually do about 40 minutes of video on the camera. It's still going. I figured it'd be cutting me off by now. She has been slightly living. She has been sighted living. See, distraction, ADHD got me again. So her powers and weapons. Onyx is an Olympic-class athlete and superb hand-to-hand combatant. She is expert in nearly every martial art, distinguishing herself particularly in karate, judo, and taekwondo. You think I said taekwondo. Her preferred weapon is the bullwhip. When the problem comes along, you can whip it, which she can also apply in defense. She is also extremely adept with the crossbow, shuriken, and nunchaka. At one time, Onyx's headband held the wisdom key, which opened a magical book of ages. Whether she has managed to recover the key or take possession of the book is still unknown. Dun, dun, dun. And since I'm trying to see if I can keep on, okay. Because, it's weird. I could be making a 20-minute video and it'll cut me off. But, hey, I'm still going after probably about 40 minutes total on here. All right, known relatives, none. Group affiliation, none. Base of operations. So she's 5'9", 120 pounds. Eyes are brown. Hair is black. They also don't give ages on this. I just thought about that. I was like, what if she's like a teenager? That would be kind of creepy. Oh, the nuclear family. They're cool. They were really, really weird. I mean, they're like the Jetsons or something. Like we're all happy family. Like the Beaver family or something, but evil. Northwind. There we go. We got Infinity Incorporated. Oh yeah, I remember them. Nightwing and Flamebird. They were the Batman and Robin of Kandor. Was Kandor the Bottle City, right? Oh, I just got Nightwing the other day too. I need to make a video of that, just showing like what I got. But at first I was like going to